Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. This exit poll possibly has been the most controversial exit poll that I have ever seen. Most controversial exit poll. Let's discuss this exit poll. Let's discuss the controversies. Let's ask a few questions. Then I also want to dwell on Prashant Kishore's predictions, and finally a few questions that were asked to me in the last 3 days. I will try and answer those too. So slightly longish editorial, but bear with me, it's going to be interesting. Let's get right into the show. Now, pehli baat to, the whole thing is there seems to be a very distinctive disalignment with the exit poll and what a lot of people talk on ground. There seems to be a distinctive disalignment. Especially in Maharashtra, for instance, where I come from, definitely the figures do not match. Now, that being said, let me claim and let me put a rider to my entire editorial. The rider is, so many exit polls are saying one number or going to one direction. I still believe that the direction could be right. So I am not basically questioning numbers and questioning the methodology and sab nahi kar raha hu. That is not what I am going to do. Okay, but I am going to raise a few questions. I am going to put a few things into perspective, which is what I am going to intend to do with this exit poll. For starters, let me tell you, exit poll, it is not necessary that exit poll has been correct. It is not necessary exit poll has been correct. Lot of times exit poll has gone wrong. For instance, 2017 UP Assembly, BJP was the largest party, but it was predicted as the assembly would be hung, but it was not. BJP won with an overwhelming majority. So 2017 wrong. 2015 BR Assembly, again there was supposed to be no clear majority, but the RJD, Congress, JDU won. 2015 Delhi Assembly, while they said that AAP will win, but they had given AAP something like 50 seats. They won with 67 out of 70 seats. So there, 2004 elections, when India Shining was at its peak, people had projected that BJP will get anything more than 240 to 250 seats. They actually got 138 seats. So yeah, I mean, you know what? Exit polls have gone wrong many a times. So there is nothing surprising. If something goes wrong tomorrow, there is nothing surprising. Number comes tomorrow, there is nothing surprising because exit polls have gone wrong. Number one. Number two is, therefore, do I say that, people who are doing exit polls are, faking it or not? All that I will not say. It has gone wrong. It has gone wrong. And research can go wrong. Anybody who is into research, who has seen research closely, who have done research, who has used research will tell you that researches have gone wrong. Best of companies, best of research agencies have gone wrong. So, that's the first thing I would like to say. But does that mean that I am saying that tomorrow figures will go wrong? I don't want to say that the figures will go wrong. But yeah, I do, if you ask me personally, I do feel that the figures that were projected in the exit poll on Saturday, those numbers may come down or whatever. Those numbers, they will be changed. This is my personal opinion. This is my point number one. Now let me go to my point number two. That is polls of polls. Let me give you, before I get into other things, let me give you a gist of polls of polls. Now the polls of polls is as follows. Polls of polls says NDA is going to get 379 seats, India Alliance is going to get 136 seats and others going to get 28 seats. I say this again, NDA getting 379 seats, India Alliance getting 136 seats, others getting 28 seats. This is a poll of polls of Access My India, C Voters, Today's Chanakya, CNX, ETG. So, this is the poll of poll of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 agencies that we have putting in front of you. You see it on your screens. I'm not going to get into details. A lot of channels have gone into details. You can go and you can see for yourself what the detail is. Now, the question is, especially people like Prashant Kishore and a lot of others said that, listen, there is no major Modi wave. Everybody universally, including most of these poll managers and poll owners also of the agencies had said that we don't see a massive Modi wave. ठीक है ना? Okay. Now, if you don't see Modi wave, which you saw in 2014, in 2014, BJP got 282. But today, you are giving NDA 379, yet you say that you don't see a Modi wave. Arey bhai, when you have Modi wave, you get lesser numbers. And when you don't have Modi wave, on Modi's guarantee, you get more numbers. This, I found it very strange. That's question number one. Question number two. Question number two. You see, this concept about unemployment, this concept of inflation, this concept of democracy, this concept of one person ruling this country for more than a decade, does it not affect voters anymore? I don't know. This is one question I need to ask myself, and possibly we need to find out whether, doesn't it affect people? You see, let us understand strategy very simply. Let us understand predictions very simply. There is something called as cause and effect. A cause leads to an effect. So if I am happy, then my happiness shows. That will result into me voting for somebody. If I like a product, that will result into me buying that product. If I like chocolates, that will result into me buying that chocolate. If I like an advertising, that will result into me going and checking out that product. And if I like that product, that will result into me buying that product. So cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. You are saying that Narendra Modi does not have the same charm what he used to. That was the cause. The effect is he gets much more number of seats than he ever got in the last 10 years. That is the effect. Where is the cause effect here? What logic is this? So that's the point I wanted to make. The third thing is the synchronization of this particular election. A strategist sitting in his drawing room, according to him, suggests that North is going to remain same for Bharatiya Janata Party. Tick. North is more or less same or more for Bharatiya Janata Party. He says that South is going to do well for Bharatiya Janata Party. Tick. South did well for Bharatiya Janata Party according to exit polls. He says that West Bengal, Bharatiya Janata Party is going to be number one. Tick. Bharatiya Janata Party becomes number one. TMC is becoming number two according to the exit polls. That box is tick. Almost every box that this particular strategist claims that he sat in his drawing room and he analyzed it seems to be right. Which means the strategist thought, the pollsters said, and the channels presented. Everything synchronized. Everything synchronized. Am I saying therefore it is wrong? I am not saying therefore it is wrong. I am just questioning the method. In mathematics there are steps, isn't it? Steps. You have the problem and then you step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 and then you come with an answer. So you are not only given marks for the answer, you are also given marks for the steps. And it is through the steps that the validator understands that you've gone through the math according to the way it has to be and therefore you got the right answer. So if your steps are not right, then you wonder where the answer came from. Here, in this case, Prashant Kishore's case in particular and what is happening in general, what I do not understand are the steps. West Bengal, BJP will be number one. This was said during phase 2. Phase 2. When most of the people are yet to decide who they are going to vote. Then came Sandesh Kali, then went Sandesh Kali, then came another video. All this happened. But before all of that, it was decided. West Bengal, BJP will be number one. How? Answer could be right, but steps kahan hai? South. Bhaiya, South, in so many years, BJP could not make a dent. Annamalai was just happening. Annamalai was not a leader that was there for 10 years or 15 years. He was just happening. And all of a sudden, somebody could decide that, you are getting 2 or 3 seats in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, they will make 20% vote share. On what basis? Steps. Where is it? Answer, fine. Where is the steps? Same is the case with Kerala. Where are the steps? The point is, I am not questioning anybody's answer. I didn't question then. I still said then that answer could be right, wrong, otherwise. What I do not understand is I do not understand the logic in how you got these answers. And I do not understand how these answers are absolutely synchronized. And I do not understand that how these answers are almost every box is being ticked as if it is not prediction, but it is something that the person knew the answer to already. Now the point is, see, it is not that like before, like this time, every tick, every box tick. It is not that Prashant Kishore was some god where all his predictions were right. He predicted Himachal Pradesh wrong. That is what Karan Thapar said, and it is a fact. The tweet is there right in front of your screen. He predicted Himachal Pradesh wrong. He predicted Telangana wrong. He predicted Madhya Pradesh wrong. He said there will be a tight fight, but BJP swept the election. So he has predicted a lot of election wrongs. Only this time, each of his boxes, each of his predictions were ticked. तो थोड़ा strange लगता है. That's all I'm saying. थोड़ा strange लगता है. ये कैसे हुआ? How can this happen? It doesn't look like a prediction. It absolutely looks like Trikaldarshi, as they say. It looks as if you've seen it before. You know it, and this is going to happen. It happened. And everybody is synchronized on that. Now, how it happened, I don't know. Whether it is going to be true, whether it is false, I don't know. Tomorrow, whether the answer will be same, I don't know. I don't want to say anything. That is not my job, like I told you. But what my job is to put up the questions in front of you. And that is exactly what I am trying to do. This is what I am trying to do. The fourth point. If Prashant Kishore knew, if the pollsters were quite sure, if the channels were quite sure, if media was quite sure, then why was the Prime Minister so uncomfortable? Why was he on his third term possibly? Why was he, which I asked actually. I had asked, put a editorial, I asked, why Modi ji, why? Because even I was more or less always, all my editorial, by the way, every editorial, pick up any of my editorial, I had said that Bharatiya Janata Party has an edge. Because it was visible, edge was visible. So much edge, of course, I still don't think it is. And well, let me be proven wrong, so be it. But the edge was visible. So why was the Prime Minister talking about Muslims, biryani, community that creates more kids? Why was he? He was going in comfortably for his third term. Why would he want to kind of spoil his image by talking about communal hatred and talking about one particular community and all that? Why would he do that? I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand. So this is my point number 3. My last point is actually some of the questions you asked. Number 1, that, am I sad because, the exit polls showed this kind of numbers and all that? But yeah, listen, you know what? There's no question of me being sad or happy. There's no question of that. My job is to question the government. I will continue to question the government. Whether it is an NDA government, that which it looks like, or even it would have been an India government. My job is to question the government. Like we questioned the BJP government in the center when it was Maharashtra. Please go through my channel. I have done a lot of questioning to MBA government also, which was a Congress. Congress was a part of that government. You can see our questions there also. Our job, we believe, is to question the government of the day. And we will continue to do that. There is no question about, whether, if some government comes, so we are happy, some government doesn't come, we are not happy. There is no question about that. Number 1. Number 2, I want to ask everybody who wrote that question to me. Do you want us to go out and, like all other media, go and beg and fall at the feet of the government and fall at the feet of the party in power and say that whatever you are doing is right? Is that what you want your channel to do? Is that what you want your channel to do? If that's what you want your channel to do, then unsubscribe us. Because we will not do it. We will work for those who wants us to question. We will work for those who wants us to question, even at the risk of a lot of things that we put ourselves at risk. With a lot of things, we will still question the government, whichever the government is. That's what HWE stands for. So the fact is, tomorrow again we'll be with you presenting the elections. But believe me, we'll be presenting it with the same vigor and we'll be asking the same questions. And nothing changes, everything remains the same. That being said, I repeat myself, I, for one, believe that Bharatiya Janata Party had an edge. I said that from day one. I also believed that Bharatiya Janata Party, the chances of 400 par is not very possible. I also believed, why me? Even the Prime Minister said the same thing, that he didn't believe 400 par. I also don't believe 400 par. That's not going to happen. I believe that tomorrow we will see some change numbers. I am very keen to see what those change numbers would be. That's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning. Namaskar.
A grueling 6-week-long general election in India is coming to an end. 543 constituencies across the length and breadth of India.
लोक सभा चुनाव 2024 आ चुका है अपने अंतिम पड़ाव पर। कौन होगा विजय? किसकी बनेगी सरकार?
Will the BJP do 400 par, a claim made by the Prime Minister, or will the opposition India alliance stage a comeback?
अब की बार
Join us as we bring to you expert analysis and incisive and in-depth perspectives on who has the edge.
पाए सटीक विश्लेषण, बिना किसी शोर, बिना किसी सनसनी, हमारे इस विशेष लाइव।
So join us for the exit poll on the 1st and for the final results on the 4th. See you then.
Result day on 4 June 7 am onwards.
सिर्फ HW न्यूज इंग्लिश और HW न्यूज नेटवर्क पर।
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.